Hey everyone, how's it going? Juan Dhas here, and I'm finally back with YouTube lessons again. I had a laptop failure, so I just wanted to make sure everything was back in place and up and running, could get a good sound, good recording, before I jump back into doing videos again. So I have a quick lesson for you guys today, and it's on scales and how to practice scales because it's something I've been working on a little bit lately, just trying to get back to my fundamentals. And for me, the fundamentals are something that I constantly have to remind myself to get back to working on. And I'm finding that my biggest progress, if you will, comes after doing some really basic work and figuring out and filling in a gap that I might have not taken the time to really explore deeply. So, practicing scales is really one of those things that I think a lot of people can kind of just do very mechanically. And, or the flip side, they can just spend time playing in the scale. Now, while I suggest that and really suggest taking some time to just plan and play, or setting some time aside to play rather, it's equally as important as sitting in and doing some of the mechanical work, but there are different ways you can go about it to make it a little more interesting and actually amplify your vocabulary as well as, well, make it a less boring endeavor. So let's take a G major scale, for example. And what you want to do is take your full position and just at first, if you're not familiar with your scales to that point, just start by playing through your scales and really make sure that's under your fingers, because what we're going to do is play diatonic intervals through each scale. Now, you can start with thirds, then move to fourths, fifths, sixths, sevenths. Actually, sometimes even if you want more of a challenge, eighths or ninths, because those are going to give you wider leaps. But this is a great technical exercise as well because it forces your fingers to move in different ways that you probably wouldn't normally think of. So let's take thirds, for example. You're just going to move in thirds, so starting from G, going to B, and then going to the next note down. And moving through the whole scale. And right back down. It's that simple. That's all you need to do. And then what you would want to do is start moving it through all your patterns. So let's say, I don't know, I was in fourth position, because I'm more of a 3-note per string kind of guy, but let's say starting on C and doing the same thing. Pretty simple. And this allows you also to focus on your technique. One thing I'm thinking of as I'm playing is, okay, how am I lifting my fingers? Am I using too much energy? I'm trying to really be aware of my economy of motion as I play through my scales. So now where it gets interesting is we can start using some of the other intervals. So let's take fourths. And back down. Right? That's a great exercise for your hybrid picking or alternate picking, just to get a little bit more control. Again, do the same thing. How about fifths? Fifths and sixths are some of my favorites, because you can actually also play them as chords. Same thing for fourths, but fifths and sixths force different movements that aren't as natural. So let's say one thing you can do is go through in fifths. And one thing I suggest and strongly emphasize, stay within your scale shape. Just stay within the parameters of the scale shape. You want to limit yourself a little bit here. Whether they're the traditional shapes, 3-note per string, or however you play it, really try focus in on just staying within the position. So that's fifths, but I can take that as fifths again, but playing chords. Dyads. Same thing with sixths. And so on and so forth. And really be aware of your tone production as well. One thing I'm trying to focus on is being really even. Now we can move to sevenths. So same idea. You're going to go through your scale again and choosing all the diatonic sevenths going through the scale. That's really the crux of it. And what you'll find is that slowly, bit by bit, maybe thirds will be easy or fourths will be easy, but when you get to fifths and sixths, you might start realizing that you don't know your scales as well as you think you do. This happened to me the other day. I just decided to really sit down and focus on some fundamentals, which I hadn't done in a while, and found I still had some gaps in harmonic minor. So I started going through all my scales in the same way. If you want more of a challenge, you can do octaves. So do octave displacement. You can do ninths. Even tenths, which are really cool. It gets you that almost violin-esque classical sound. Right? Because you still hear harmony. So I hope this lesson was really helpful for you guys. Just a little quick one that's a great technical exercise as well as a way to improve your fretboard visualization. You can take this through any scale. Start with major, then move on to your other scales, melodic minor, harmonic minor, maybe even harmonic major if you want to mess around with that. So hope this lesson was helpful for you guys. Please do like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, I'm going to be putting out more content regularly now that I have a laptop again. So look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care, guys.